This week's parasha begins with the story of Yosef's dreams. These dreams, the Torah tells us, are what lead to the resentment of Yosef and his selling to the Egyptians. The Bet HaLevi notes that after the first dream, the Torah tells us that his brothers hated him, while after the second dream, the Torah tells us that his brothers were jealous of him. What's the reason for the difference? So the Bet HaLevi says that in the first dream, if we analyze it more closely, we see that their sheaves bow down to his sheaf in the middle, while in the second dream, the brothers were represented by stars, and those stars bow down to him in the middle. The Bet HaLevi explains that the two dreams represented two separate areas in which the brothers would become subservient under Yosef. The sheaves in the first dream represented Yosef's future superiority over the brothers in the realm of success. The bowing of their sheaves to his indicated that they would be dependent on him for money and for food. However, success in the physical realm does not make a person intrinsically greater than others. Rather, it means that he has more wealth. Accordingly, a wealthy person is not necessarily greater than a pauper. Based on this, the Bet HaLevi explains that in the first dream, which represented physicality or gashmiut, brothers themselves do not show their subservience to Yosef. Rather, their physical possessions are shown to be inferior to those of their brother. In contrast, the second dream refers to Yosef's future spiritual superiority over the brothers. Spiritual accomplishment do define the intrinsic greatness of a person. Accordingly, in the second dream, which represented Ruchniut, the brothers themselves bow to Yosef rather than their possessions, indicating his inherent spiritual superiority over them. With this understanding, the Bet HaLevi answers the initial question. Of why, after the first dream, the brothers hated him, whereas after the second dream, the brothers were jealous. The brothers hated him after the first dream because of its implication that they would need him for their sustenance. He would physically rule over them. However, they were not jealous of him because the prospect of greater wealth did not make them feel inferior to him. They saw physical attainment as something external and therefore not worthy of jealousy. In contrast, they were jealous of him after the second dream because that implied that he would be spiritually superior to them, and this could indeed arouse their jealousy. There's a very important lesson that we can learn from the Bet HaLevi's explanation. Firstly, we learn that the material possessions of a person are no consequence with regard to his greatness. A wealthy person may be deserving of respect, but we do not envy him because of his wealth, because it does not represent his real value. Only the spiritual level of a person determines the true greatness of a person, and only that is worth of envy. We learn from the dreams of Yosef that the only true measure of greatness is spiritual accomplishment and not material gain. We all must strive to become better human beings, and may we all merit to recognize and achieve genuine greatness. Shabbat Shalom.